Frankie Chimano, welcome to Real Talk with Kamau.
Yay.
It's an honor to have you guys here, like seriously.
Thank you for having us.
So before we jump into me interrogating everything about your lives, we'll just do some quick intros, me included. So who wants to begin? Frankie?
Well, I mean, hi, I'm Frankie. First of all, I'm really trying to contain myself right now because I'm sitting right next to. I'm so happy to be here. I mean, we pinched me just to see that we're awake. I'm from Tanzania. I'm a Afropop, R&B, reggae. So like, I'm still finding myself a singer. Yeah. And I'm so happy to be here. Nairobi is such a home for me. Like, I'm just gonna have to move here.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So that you cannot get lost again.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Oh
you know.
yeah. I have to know my way around.
Exactly.
I am Chimano. I am a singer, musician in this wonderful city, country. And basically just an amazing human being.
Yes. And to everybody watching, so my name is Javier, also known as Kamau. So I'm from Colombia, passed through Miami, passed through Boston, Harvard University, like started Swahili at Harvard, and have the huge honor of living here.
It's that deep.
Oh, it's deep. It's deep. And so living here in Nairobi, creating content, Instagram, TikTok mostly, but we expand. So I'm so excited to have you guys here. We have Kenya in the house, we have Tanzania in the house, we have fashion in the house, we have music in the house. We just have swag. Swag is just dripping in the house.
I know, right?
Can you feel it?
Such good vibes.
It's
Such good vibes. Yeah.
Thanks for having us today.
Yes, thank you. So I have seen you guys like in your natural habitats performing on YouTube. This shirt is actually where is this shirt from, Frankie?
It was an Afro-Neon party. My auntie got me that shirt. See, he took it. She got me that shirt because when the UV lights hit it, it glows.
I can see that.
Yeah.
You know, Frankie's all about being extra. So yeah, come on, I was like, I'm snatching this.
So Frankie and I go back like Frankie has hosted me in Dar es Salaam. I've hosted Frankie here in Nairobi. Have also kicked him out, but also.
What? Oh my God! I want to hear the story. What happened?
What happened?
You tell it.
Okay, no, it's just I have a lot of trouble sleeping with other people in the room. It's not even just. It's just I'm a very sensitive sleeper.
Oh.
And so, especially when I have things, I need good sleep. Like sleep is so important for me. And I was like, Frankie, like I'll find you alternate location to sleep. But
Was he even talking in his sleep as well?
No, it's not that. I'll just at this time I'm just gonna be on his side. There's lights involved, like.
What do you mean there's lights? Like you?
Alarms? Oh.
Alarm! Oh God!
Okay, this will jump into our first topic of conversation. So we are all. Besides music, besides fashion, we all rely on social media. We're all content creators in one way or another. So, one thing to talk about, especially during this period that we've been through, these multiple couple of months, is being consistent online. How do we then switch our whole strategy from events and performances to then keeping it online, keeping people engaged online over a multiple periods of time? So, the reason why this is relevant is because I want to ask you all about how do you guys stay relevant, how do you stay consistent on social media. Frankie, after living with Frankie for a while, there was one day, I am sleeping, like good sleep, alarm goes off around 6, 7 in the morning. I turn to Frankie, I see Frankie's phone because the alarm is labeled, post on IG.
Oh, is it?
And I was like, you are setting an alarm at almost 6:30 in the morning to post on IG. Granted, this was after one of your big gigs, so you had a lot of content after the gig.
So like you schedule like content.
But tell us about your whole strategy and these alarms.
I know there's apps that you can schedule your stuff, but then they're quite expensive as well. So I mean, if you've got an alarm and you've got your posts already drafted, you just set an alarm 6 a.m. For some reason, back at home, 6 a.m. is a good time. I'm like really keen on when you post stuff. So I had so much content as well. So I said, I will break it down around the day, so people who wake up in the morning can see this, and whoever is an afternoon person can see the other one. So I wake up in the morning to post.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
And that was one thing.
I wish I had that focus.
We need that strategy link in bio.
He even started asking me, Frankie, what is your strategy? Like, you look like you've got this thing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you'll tell us all about it. We're gonna break it down. But when Frankie came to Nairobi, to Kamal's bed sitter, I was like, "There's a couple rules here. We don't have alarms at 6 in the morning."
And you know, there's that thing where I snooze it. Sometimes I'm like, no, give me 10 minutes and I'll
Yeah.
post it.
I think we kind of all do that.
No, Frankie's like, and also it was also like going to the story. I was trying to sleep. This was like midnight, and I hear some music from Frankie's phone, and Frankie was going through like show content, drafting it, getting it ready for 6 in the morning.
Oh yeah, this was the other day, right?
I'm impressed though.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, that's my platform. I'm as an
we
artist
respect
who's
it
still
so much.
growing. That is my platform. And back in Tanzania, like the media is really tough. It's
Oh
tough.
yeah,
So
yes,
Yeah.
it is.
you have to create your own channel. So I mean, that's all I have. So I was like, come on, are you sure you're not gonna let me post? Really? You're not gonna let me post? I'm like, Frankie, I'll got your new house to stay.
So you can keep your strategy in check. I'm terrible. So Chimano, how do you think about that these days?
It's so. I personally find it it's a platform that is supposed to be used for my benefit, but I personally find it so stressful sometimes, because just keeping up, you're just like, Jesus, where do I concentrate? Like, where do I do TikTok? Do I do Twitter? Where, like, oh my God, so much. So I mean, I try find a balance. I really have no strategy like Frankie here with an alarm. So yeah, no, I'm a kind of on the spot, like just. Random person.
Okay.
So and I never know what I'm going to post. I've started not posting captions with my pictures. I'm just like, Beyonce does it, I can do it. So
no captions.
just put a photo and leave it there.
Let them assume whatever.
Let them assume whatever.
They can make their own captions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Put a caption in the comments.
There you
So
go.
Frankie, what do you think about when you have content, how to organize it, how to put it out there?
For me, I always, for example, with events, because I like the one thing that I've been doing lately is a lot of events. I look at, after the event is done, I always want to give people mad FOMO. That's the strategy. Like, give everyone who did not come FOMO. Like, why did you come?
Next time, don't miss it.
Yeah, so I would create a couple of photos. I would have videos, and I would just post them. And all I want is to also have like a really nice look in the end of the day. I mean, sometimes I do it right, sometimes I do it all wrong. But it's just to try and have a nice look, but also to keep all the content photos. Have people see themselves. Like, people come through and they take pictures. I want them to see themselves on my page, so they can feel like, you know what?
What's your best platform though? What do you prefer?
I prefer Instagram.
Like in Tanzania, Instagram.
Tanzania ni nyumbani kwa Instagram.
Instagram was born there.
I prefer
and
Instagram.
there.
Twitter, I cannot. I have tried, but on Twitter, it's like everything you say will just be used against you somehow back at home. Someone's like, acha to the man, maybe I can't. Come on, my anxiety.
Stay Instagram.
Yeah. I'll just go there and I'll be like, hi.
Hi. Open door, close door real quickly.
So it's Instagram for me.
Okay.
What's yours?
Well, what's mine? Mine is a mixture of Instagram and Twitter.
Okay.
I like, and funny thing is that with Twitter, sometimes it can be so toxic in a way. It's like you're almost scared of posting on Twitter. Here, you're just like, ooh, I better watch what I'm going to say. But I love it because as well, like, it's one of those things that when I wake up, I just look at, because that's where I do get my news, real quick. I love, but then quite honestly, I love Instagram, because Instagram, it's just, honestly, it's your own little TV station.
Yeah.
Right there. It's your own little just channel.
It's true.
And as well, like, what you're doing, like, it's amazing. And you've realized that. That's how you're going.
I want to get on TikTok too.
Going places.
Yeah. Well, come on here.
Yeah,
we
TikTok.
have no choice, do we?
And TikTok is a huge commitment. It's very intimidating for somebody just jumping on. Because you see, and the thing is, like, you might see established creators who are now comfortable. We know the techniques, we know the transitions, and you come across those videos. You're like, okay, this is a TikTok video. How do I? And even me, when I first opened TikTok, maybe 2.5 years ago, deleted the app within maybe a week.
Oh,
I think I made 3 videos, deleted
But
everything.
also, it looked so complicated in the beginning.
Yeah, that's the
like,
thing.
What's this interface? Like,
That's the thing. Yeah, there's so many buttons and people doing, and also it's all over. It's like you see makeup, you see dances, you see transitions, you see vlogs. So it's like, but I think it's a cool place for finding your own voice.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I don't really have like that established of a voice for a YouTube channel, but let me start creating like 1 minute vlogs and seeing what do I like to create around. Is it makeup? Is it this? So I think it's a cool. I'll guide you guys. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you. Yeah, you could. Yeah, I guess you'd send us the invoice.
Yeah. Yes.
It's okay. We can pay. It's all right.
We got it. So I want to take a step, like 20 steps back.
Oh my.
Okay.
And just talk about our childhoods. I feel like where we are now is from our childhoods. Who we were as kids in primary school. So how was child for you guys? Any kind of impactful moments? Okay, so for example, for me was being born in Colombia and everything that was happening
where in Colombia?
in Bogota, the capital.
Bogota.
Oh, I have a question about Colombia for you, but later.
Oh, okay. Maybe I kind of know what it is, but it's
So,
fine.
I'm sure you know what it is. So the growing up there, my whole family was purely from Colombia, and it's kind of, so it's interesting. It's kind of like imagine if Nairobi, every community had a rating system. So let's say Parklands, out of 0 to 7, the city rates each little city based on the socioeconomic conditions of that. Like Parklands is like a 4, Karen is like a 7, like that. So
is that supposed to be like pull up your socks kind of thing?
it's like it's mostly for taxes, but it also determines like, oh, where do you come from? Oh, you're a 2.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. and so my family comes from a 2 and like Ushago, like a 2 and like rural. And so it was kind of like a Romeo and Juliet kind of love story. Like even if you're a 2, you don't want to be seen with like somebody below a 2. So that was my mom and dad.
So you're a 2.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Now we've slowly.
I'm just by the time you don't want to see someone who's a 1, you're just like Jesus.
That's actually terrible. And
One?
So Nairobi's like very east to west. Bogota's north to south. So people are like, oh, are you from the north or are you from the south? And we're from the south. And so it was very much like my mom also she had me when she was 16. So she was like top of her class in high school, and then she just got pregnant. So and she's like, we're just gonna keep the baby and we're gonna go forward, and I'm gonna give up all my dreams to raise this child. So it's kind of that always for me is like pushes me to go further. Is like so many of the sacrifices of being kind of the first generation to go to college. Yeah. Also then moving to Miami as refugees because the things that you kind of might have heard about Colombia were very truly depicted. And so that kind of then like moving to Miami where it's such a diverse place. You have Latinos of every kind, African Americans, Caribbeans. There was a huge appreciation for diversity. It's like, okay, you might be Latino, but your classmates are from all over the world. So I think those things for me, for example, like diversity, also like growing up kind of in the struggle, and you're like, which is interesting because now being here, people look at you and assume a whole story about you, but it's like, that's very different. So that's been like...
Can I ask?
Go for it.
If you were to go back to Colombia, what number would you be now? Give me a number.
So I think the fact that I went to Harvard is like I'm an 8.
There we go.
So that was huge because it's like I remember calling my mom and my grandma when I got in. First, my mom didn't believe me. She's like, call that school, have them tell you on the phone that this is actually true. And my mom was like, yeah, no, I don't.
Thank you. Wow.
She's like, this online portal, I think there's an error.
You didn't come up with this website.
Yeah, she's like, let's just call them to make sure, give them your ID number. Yeah. And my grandma, she was crying. She's like, our presidents and their children, they go to Harvard. Like, the fact that everything our family has been through and then you end up there. So I think, that's so awesome. If I were to say those are things for me, it's like appreciation for diversity, the struggle and like the hustle to like do better and to provide better for your children, for your family.
Yeah. Wow. It's interesting. Well, my childhood was very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very strict. Very Christian.
Okay, I can relate.
It was very, very. It was interesting, and I was just one of those kids who was very, very shy.
Mm-hmm.
Very shy. Stick to myself. Didn't really have many friends. And then I just don't know. To an extent, I was like, my God, y'all are playing like police and robbers. Okay, I guess cute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing soccer. How cute. That's so cute. Okay, cool. So I was just like, it was very protected by my folks, and of course, I was to an extent insecure, and my voice as well broke really early. So you can imagine, to an extent, like how I used to be made fun of. It just made me so conscious of my
Because of your voice.
Yeah, my voice broke like when I guess Jesus. Way earlier than other kids, and it broke deep. So so you move from talking like that to like it was just weird. I'd say like I just literally bumped into my singing voice, whereas I was still a kid, still in Sunday school. I remember walking my mom and my cousin. Yeah, my cousin from Sunday school was done, and now we're going to the car, going back home, and then. For some reason, I don't know, I had been listening to music like the previous day, and then I was just like, oh cool, there's a joyful noise coming out of, a joyful sound coming out of there. And I was like, oh mom, look at me, and listen to me, I can sing. Then I don't remember what I sang. I think it was like a Celine Dion song or something. And then then my mom was just like, oh, that's nice. My cousin was like, oh, that's cute. And then from that, I was also that kid who, I think then after that, once I realized that I used to, I was introduced to Thriller, I remember. And then it was scary for some reason. And then I used to just like run around the house and then dance Thriller, and I'm just like, then I tell my cousin, I'm gonna be a star. I'm gonna be a star someday. Yeah. And then she used to laugh at me. I've had an interesting childhood where like this was never really, the person that I am today was never really in the scope. Ooh. I was, and then I was
a rebrand.
It was a total rebrand. And then I just moved. In my head, I moved my career choices. When you're a kid, I remember like being proud of telling my mom, I want to be a neurosurgeon. Oh, of course, when you look back, you're just like, Jesus, you're so stupid. Then I moved to a lawyer. Then I moved to like wanting to be like a news anchor. Hence ended up at journalism school. But then within that, like music just became a part of my life. Okay. And funny enough, my mom's a singer as well. But then for some reason, she just didn't. Yeah, but then she was like a church singer. And so music just literally bumped into it, literally. And I was like, Jesus, okay, this is working. And now not about childhood. Then I ended up somewhere in radio, in a radio station. Started my internship there. I'll say it was Homeboys Radio. So that's how I met Duncan here. Duncan was my teacher. Jesus, that's so strict. I look at him now and I'm just like, wow. Yeah, you remember how you shouted at me when I was here trying. So when y'all were doing this, I'm just like, Duncan, I see you. Yeah, just like I remember, like he was so strict, and it was after a couple of months. That's when now Soul started like working out a bit. Okay. And we just got signed. Then I was just like, so guys, bye. Bye. And it was so uncertain, but then anyway, it ended up pretty well. It was good. And here we are.
And here you are inspiring people like me.
Yeah.
Hello, love.
In so many ways.
Wait, Chimano, you in your family, your siblings?
Yes.
3 boys, 1 girl.
No. Actually, how many are we? We're 4. So 2 girls, and I have a younger brother who's 15 years my junior. So two boys, 2 girls. Yeah, 2 2 girls. Yeah, 2 boys. Jesus, where is my math? I got a D in math, by the way, so you can see where I am.
Piece it together. Okay.
Okay. And I have wonderful sisters who are amazing. Both singers as well. Yeah. But then they took different career paths. My brother as well, he's a singer.
Okay.
I remember one time he sang for me and I was like, oh, okay. I guess it runs in the family then.
Oh, yeah.
Then he ended
All
up
four,
he
yeah.
wanted to be a rapper, and then started rapping to me, and I was like, oh, okay, you can. But then now, I guess he just wants to go study computer science.
Not bad, not
I was
bad.
like, okay, cute, do you?
Okay.
Tell me about yours.
Well, there were so many things to say. I just know I was this kid from Sinza who was always locked in for some reason. I don't know. It's like they call it watoto wa getikali. I was a child. You go to school, a school bus comes, picks you up. You go to school, you come back home.
I
you're
relate.
in the house. So
I feel some
Yeah, I
similarity.
relate.
my mom would always be like, "Okay, Frankie." For some reason, back then, kids were getting abducted. There was an abduction. My dad had to stage an abduction, so I learned not to go out without being.
Oh, wait, without you knowing.
So what I used to escape, and then one day they all know, they were like, so when we leave and it's like maybe a weekend and we are all out, mom and dad are both out, I will just go, I will sneak out so I can go play with my friends. So this day they said like they staged an abduction.
No way.
Someone snatched me from out there and they took me somewhere.
Oh, that's terrible.
Like,
does
that's
terrible.
because they're like, you're not listening, because I remember I just got out and someone grabbed me and then he took me for like a minute only to take me to my mom and dad.
Like you see, we
They're
told
like,
you.
we told you, you see what's going to
how
happen
easy
now.
It is, yeah.
And I swear to you, I stayed in all day. Like, there's a point even my mom had to be like, "Eh, neda nje." So I was that kid. I would always bring my friends to play at home. I had lots of stuff to play with. We we had a big compound. So I climbed trees. We made tree houses. It was like and we had all animals in our house. Like,
What do you mean?
so we had a big compound, and there was a bit of animal husbandry going on.
Oh, animal husbandry is like rearing of animals, no? Or-
It's like keeping animals.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we had, here's the list.
Sounds
We
different.
had cows, we had dogs, my favorite. We had rabbits. We had a cat inside the house, and then in the house as well we had a parrot. We had two, and then there was a time we only had one, and then now we don't have any.
Did it talk?
Oh yeah, trouble.
And the way you talk, so didn't it like
So part of the thing where they listen to you in, like at night, and you see them, it's like they're sleeping, and then in the morning they recite everything.
Oh.
And then we also had fish. So I loved animals, and so career-wise, I remember one day my dad asked me, "So what would you want to be when you grow up?" I've always wanted to be a doctor.
Wait, that makes three of us. I studied pre-med for a year.
I've always wanted to-
Neurobiology.
You know what? You studied it. I guess you
At
did
least
it.
you even
went
went
all the way.
All I know is I wanted to be a doctor because I wanted to make money. Here's the reason why. As a child,
Let's be real.
wait, I was like, Dad, every day we go to the hospitals. There's so many people, all right? So many people, me and all these other people sitting waiting to see the doctor. You see how important this person is? I want to be that person. You can only imagine. Like, they go in there, they put the money in, and then they get tested, and they're like, and then they get better and good. So I want to be a doctor. So my dad was like, since you love animals, why don't you be a vet? Now the vet that used to come over at home was not really doing well. So I was like,
what do you mean doing?
like you know, like me, I was that child.
Like
It was
it's
just like the doctor that I go see drives a Mercedes, and
you
Oh.
the vet was that too. So I was like, Dad, are you serious now? So now fast forward to one day we're at the hospital, and I see my doctor. I hated maths. With a passion. So I see my doctor doing some calculations on a paper, and then I look at him. I was like, wait, so to be a doctor you have to study mathematics and you have to be really good, because I see you doing stuff, fractions and all that. And I was like, Mom, is it true? Like, do you have to? My mom was like, yeah, you have to. And then that's when I was like, okay, I'm not going to be a doctor. That's
like,
it.
I'm
So
good.
find another career. But I've always wanted to be a doctor. And then there's a time when back at home we were all exploring our artsy. I love to draw, and it's just that this hand hasn't drawn for a while, but I know for a fact that I can draw.
Paper, please.
My brother was an amazing. He drew very, very well. He would draw cartoons. He was really good. Me, I was trying everything. I tried to draw. We were very inspired by Westlife, Celine Dion, Whitney at home. We listened to so much of their music, and so we always used to say my brother was terrible, but
terrible at drawing.
No, at singing. So I just remember saying, maybe I should just do my best to bring that respect back at home. And for some reason, I when I was exploring musically, the music side, I was like, oh, I can do that, and I'm enjoying this. So it just so happened I've always loved to sing. My mom also has a really beautiful voice. However, she doesn't. I don't think she knows like that. But she has a beautiful voice, and I actually have my mom's voice. Sometimes I pick up my uncle's phone calls, and then they'll start speaking to me in their mother tongue, and I would try, and I'll be like, "Urumva," and then they'll be like, "Tokapa." After they've figured it out. So.
Would you string them along though?
I would string them for like maybe 30 seconds. Yeah, until I have to respond. Yeah, there's a moment when I start hello, and then they will go on. So when I have to respond, that's when they, because you know how my mom would respond. So so it was 30 seconds is always the top that I've ever done. But it's been that, like, I've always loved art, and my dad, when he was around, my dad passed away a couple of years back, but he's always wanted to have an artist come out of the house. So he was like, okay, we have 3 kids, my brother, my sister, and then me. So he always told my mom, like, I would always like, whatever, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever profession that comes out of our kids, at least let's have an artist. He always wished. So I feel like this is me trying to make my dreams come true, but not just mine, but his as well. And I hope he's proud. We're just getting started. So it's pretty much been that. I was so playful. I was the kid that loved to keep my stuff like I still have toys from back then. My brother was always distracting some of my toys, but I was that kid that will always, like, if you give me a toy today, it will stay, and some I've given away. I was true. But we were distracted on other things, like we would play on me and my friends, because I was not allowed to go out, but my friends were all allowed to come in. So the things we have distracted in the house, only Lord knows. So mlango umevunjika.
Wait, the reason we're laughing is Frankie. So when I was in Tanzania, there was an incident.
With him. No, I'm not even involved. I was out.
I'll take blame for this one.
Yes.
And the door broke. And so Frankie...
What happened? Were you swinging on it? Or
that's behind the scenes content.
That's the second time.
And so...
I got it too, don't worry.
That's the second time. First time they broke my bed.
Okay.
Oh God.
But one thing to say...
What were you doing?
One thing to say is the reason why this came up is because Frankie said Frankie likes to keep everything like pristine condition. And so Frankie you've been living there for like a year?
Yeah.
Everything is top-notch condition.
So where he came, I live in Bezi.
In Dar es Salaam.
So when I hosted him when he came by,
And so I go there for a week, and the door breaks.
Yeah.
And so we'll repair that soon. Don't worry.
I'm still looking around to see if something else broke.
So is it a front door?
It's a front door.
The very first one.
Is it fixed?
Well, no.
Is it a safe area?
Well, it is safe. The way they broke it is not so bad anyway. Like it's just like to lock it. I have to go. You have to
like a little extra.
You have to push it in, and then you have to be like,
boom. Yeah, a little like. Yeah.
And it's just we've been procrastinating on fixing it, but that's why it's a funny thing, breaking things.
And the whole like keeping things like in their condition.
Yeah.
I'd love to see some of your childhood toys. So.
Well, we should find them somewhere in the house.
I'm sure they're there.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. So I was that child.
So I love one thing you mentioned was your parents and what they wanted you, which I wouldn't expect that. Like a parent wanting somebody to pursue an art career.
Yeah.
Because that's like in Colombia, you're like it's kind of more traditional, like doctor, lawyer, professor.
Yeah. Same here.
And so same thing. Did you have musical parents or artistic parents?
My mom's a singer, but then really no.
Okay. Okay.
There's no artistic bone in my family for some reason.
My mom, I guess she draws. She's kind of like a kitchen closet designer, so she like designs that. But my grandfather from my dad's side is a mariachi player, like violin, the sombrero, the hat,
with the pants and
everything, like the whole.
When do I visit?
I love it.
That has to happen.
Yeah.
Actually. So I think that kind of inspired but my parents are very, especially with the whole moving to a new country and
Right.
getting pregnant so young. They're just kind of like, we want to raise you to be a good person.
Yeah.
Good people for my siblings and myself, and then just whatever, as long as you're a good person, do whatever you want, whether that's artistic. So I started dancing when I was 13, and so it was something that I was kind of scared of how they would take it, because guys don't dance.
Yeah, guys don't dance.
Especially ballet or like contemporary. They're like, oh, if you want to dance salsa, amazing, go.
Yeah,
That runs in our blood.
That's
But you're like, hi, I wanna do these other dance stuff. They're like, oh, what kind of American dance is this? But they were actually very supportive of, like, they were very, which I was very surprised.
Yeah.
I was very surprised. So how were your parents? So you were actually kind of like inspired by your dad in a way.
Yeah, so my dad always loved art. We would always go to watch shows together. He took me to album launches. Saida Karoli's album launch. He took me to oh my god, and I was so inspired.
Wow.
One time there was a whole show, and then people came in with bikes, and they were like vroom, vroom, vroom. And I was like, I want to be there. And I would get off of where we're sitting, and I would go to the stage. I was that kid. I would go to the stage and I would put my pants up and I would do that. I was always, my dad, I think he noticed it. He was like, this kid just loves music, loves entertainment, and
such
also
a
art.
superstar.
And also art. So we would go to art galleries, and my sister and my brother would just be like, oh my god, when are we leaving? Me? I was like, I need to look at all the shelves. I want to get that, I want to get that. So it's
Frankie, there he goes again.
I think they hated me.
Yeah.
They're like, we're let's leave. So yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
But you better get your grades too. You better get your grades all the way up there. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So it was that as well. Academically also it was like strict.
Your parents in this whole artistic career, how are they? How are they?
They're still maybe somehow expecting me to, like, so are you still going to be singing when you're 50? They're those kind of parents. It was more of like, Jesus, like, you're becoming a singer? Oh wow, cute. And what about school? Because literally my university was just a mess, such a mess. Went to University of Nairobi and I was just like, Jesus, why am I here? And went to do journalism. It was so frustrating. I never did my assignments, so I had my best friend who used to do my assignments for me, each and every assignment.
Do you know that you're actually just outing yourself right now over that?
Yeah. Hi!
You're exposing yourself.
Yeah, and thank you. Like, I passed. I passed. It was amazing. I failed 6 units. I had to redo them, but I still passed at the end of it all. It's only after some time that my folks I'm kind of like accepting, especially like now when things started working out and I started traveling, and then it looked like I was doing well in life. Got my own place and things like that. So of course that's when my mom was just like, oh, okay,
it's kind of working out.
Okay, it's like, yeah, mom, would you have been able to get me to travel? Well, the places I've gone to, people that I've met, it's because of this. So yeah, she's still, of course, but then they're still very traditional. But I at least managed to change that narrative such that even for my younger brother, it might be a bit easier for him if he were to decide to go my route. But yeah, they're still very supportive about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. One thing also that I've heard about you is you used to help your mom out with fashion and clothes, and fashion has always been kind of a big part of both of your lives. Which
I used to pick my mom's outfits.
Exactly. Exactly. So how does that inspire you? Like when you're as performers, you both really push boundaries as to what it means to do fashion, to be swag, to perform photos. Like, how do you think of that?
Clothes are wonderful. Clothes, like it's and I feel the more eccentric. I love eccentricity. Eccentricity, is that like said?
Yeah, that's the thing.
That one. I mean, it's good. Like costumery. I love the theatrics of it all. I love getting ready. I love watching. I love watching artists who are able to express themselves in that way, and they're not they're not insecure about it. I love it. I love creating stuff. I look forward to what I'm going to wear on that stage. I look forward to shocking people. Yes. I love it. I love the shock factor. I love it when I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And especially like, you know, like when you're especially in a band that I'm in, you're supposed to be, you know, behave like a man in that way. Like it's very it's usually weird when, you know, they're there and then I come out looking very, you know, with my painted nails and maybe a heel here and there. You know, like a mesh or like, you know, like it's just
true.
It's interesting. I really, and I feel as well that's a way for me to, and I'm sure Frankie as well, it's just a different kind of expression. You have the voice, yes, we know it, amazing, cute, but then also, you know what, there's artists like us who also love the you know, the everything that goes around with the theatrics, because that's how, to an extent, that's your inner, that's your other personality that's being brought out. You know, it's like when you're on stage, something comes down, you become a totally different person. You know, you become a totally different person. Like you're in a zone. And then when you leave, and sometimes when I watch myself, I'm just like,
who's that?
What the hell was I doing? You know,
that's true.
And even to an extent, I think in the beginning, I used to be so, you know, just so super excited to do it, and I was even going overboard. So it's just out of late, maybe I've toned it down a bit. You know, it's just but I mean, it's amazing. I love it. I love it. I look at my closet, and I'm usually just like, how my babies.
Oh, yeah.
And also as well, like it's I love it because as well you get, when I look through the pieces and the stuff that I've worn throughout the years, because I do keep those, especially like maybe pieces that I've designed with my stylist and with that designer and things like that. And I look at it and you can just see growth and the trajectory, and they all tell a story. You always have something to say about, and you always remember. It's very, to an extent, it's I have clothes from 10 years ago when we were starting out or something like that. So I just look at them and I'm just like, wow, we came from far. You see growth and you see your mistakes. You look at a jacket and you remember every detail of the show. You know, you remember where it tore. You remember how tight it was. Like it's just remember there was this one time, Jesus, I wore. I think we made this pleather jacket that was so extra and a bit heavy, and then had like feathers and like it was just studs and everything. But then I think we were in a closed place. It was so. It's interesting because I was so sweaty. I felt like fainting, but then I was just like, but you know what? I'm keeping it on. You're staying on. And I took it off towards the end of the set. I was just like, yeah, let me fry, but let me shine. It's so
it's important.
It's important. So man, I love it.
I feel like everything is said, to be honest. Like everything is
me
said.
knowing you,
I've seen you. Man, nimekuona kwa mtandao.
Before I say
insert pictures of Frankie's outfits.
Yeah, just like.
I want to ask something. Have you ever, maybe back then or now, like gotten in some sort of like, you know, trouble with just people out there for like the fashion?
Yeah, let me tell you some. Yes, I have. We have. It's Jesus. I remember this one time when Australia. So we were done with our gig, and then I just went to my hotel room. Then I was just like, oh my God, so cute. Let me take a photo of myself. So I was wearing like really fly, like then tight pants, then like with like boots that had a heel. Then I got like amazing jewelry from here that was very expressive, if you call it that. Then the shirt was very low, and it was an interesting outfit. My nails were painted. It was yeah. So I just took a photo, and then I posted it. And then so I went to bed. Then I woke up and I was just like, Jesus Christ. Like the amount of insults and abuse. And I was just like, wow. But I was still a bit tipsy. So I had time. So I was just like, today you're going to see me. And answered each and every. It's those moments because to an extent you do get tired of the bullying, and sometimes at that point I was over it. But then one of the best moments of validation was, I think there was a time a stylist like put us in some outfits that were very, very interesting and very drapey. With like tights and like, and then so you can imagine all the, we kind of look like harders, but then it was grey and black. It was interesting.
Grey and black.
Yeah, it was
I
grey.
Yeah. Was it like?
Yeah,
Yes. I live for that.
And then I was just like, so we got hate for that. But then the amazing thing is that after a couple of months, there was a showcase in a museum in England, in Germany, and Amsterdam, and we had to send our clothes. They wanted to display our clothes, so our clothes were displayed for around 2 years. Then they used to go and they displayed for 2-3 months here. Go there and they put photos next to the outfits of us on stage with those clothes that people really talk trash about. And then I was just like, yeah, you see. So
now you want tickets to the exhibit? You're not gonna get there.
It's fine. Yeah. So yes, a lot. But then it's totally worth it.
And it's worth it. Yes, it's worth it because I feel like I started with like a bang because ever since I was a child, there's a couple days when I remember I would wear a red shirt. I would wear everything red in there. Red shorts. I love shorts. I would wear red shoes, a red hat. Like I would just be that like
monochromatic.
Today we're not going to do any. And back then there was a thing about like just matching colors. I read everything and I would walk out of the house and I would catwalk. And then so I was that kid ever since then. I've always like even when I go out to buy clothes with mom. I would always like to pick my clothes. I would always, and I always liked the weirdest things. I remember there's a time when people were wearing such like wide flares, just wide pants, and I was here with my skinny jeans, and my sister used to make fun of me. But I'm like, no, look, what are you wearing now? I was living ahead of you by 10 years. Like that's what I tell her these days. But I've always been like really fashion. I love fashion. My mom has inspired me on that, and I became a fashion stylist and designer a couple years later, and that was I've done fashion for 6 years.
Before music, after music,
before like somewhere there.
Before, during, and still.
So drawing and then fashion, and then drawing and then fashion and then music.
Okay.
But I'm definitely gonna go back to fashion. The only thing is things are now catching up, which I'm so it is a blessing.
Yeah.
So there's a way I had to take a break. So we're gonna get back to fashion. However, and right now I work with a friend back at home, Juma and Mentalist Car. Shout out to you guys. You know.
Shout out.
And shout out to Mauricio too. Mauricio, like this is like someone from in the back end. He makes things work like the wings and all that stuff. Yeah. So I've always wanted to be expressive. When I started doing music, I remember the very, very, very first days. I was always like, I'm scared. What do we do? But then there's a time when even with me I tried to conform and just be, even with me trying to just be in everyone else's word normal and just like everyone else. I was still bullied. First time I was even bullied by some artists back in Tanzania who are really big, and to think this is just like a little like mtoto mdogo too in music industry anakuja. So I flipped. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna be me, and I will just do, because again, we don't know what tomorrow holds. I could die tomorrow, and would I want to be on my deathbed saying, I did not do the things I want to do? So like, no, I will just express myself. I will do like I will, and I get in trouble every now and then. But again, I feel like it's gonna be worth it.
That's the beauty, getting in trouble. Changing conversation.
Yeah, you're saying something.
You're saying something.
I almost got mobbed by around 250, 300 people in Kariako one time. But then you see when you say it's worth it in the end of the day. I remember one day when you go to Kariako. You've heard of Kariako?
Yeah.
When you go to Kariako, this is the thing you do. You want to look like everyone else there.
And this is Kariako in Dar es Salaam.
Kariako in Dar es Salaam.
Because we have Kariako here as well.
I've heard as well.
Yes.
So when you go there, you want to look like everyone else. Like, so when you see me in Kariako, I swear to you, I'll be looking like people working over there. Like, and do not look good. Like, don't look good, because you're gonna capture attention, and it's really it can be not safe. So I remember one day, I came from a meeting and I was looking good.
Good.
Okay.
And then I walk out of, I parked my car really far from the shop that I was going to. And then
For the struts.
I walked.
I'm about to strike.
And for some reason, I forgot that I'm in Kariako. So I walked all the way to the shop, and then all the way while I was walking, I was capturing attention. I'm in the shop, and this is what I hear. Everyone is like, why are there so many people outside? Like, the shop is really big, and it's like somewhere high up. So to get out of the shop, you have to come out and then go down a flight of stairs. And then there's a really wide road right outside, and my car is all the way there. So I hear people being like, why are there so many people outside? What's happening? So me being like, oh, let's see what is happening. I go outside, and I get there, everyone reacts. Like when I show up by the door, everyone reacts, and I was like, oops, I'm what's up.
Yeah,
so,
what's up?
And it's not in a good way.
Yeah.
In my way, in what I was thinking now, no, not in a good way. So I went back in and I said, all right. At this point, there was like maybe, 50 to 100 people somewhere there, not so many. So I said, it's okay. I will just keep looking at fabrics. It's a fabric store. I'll keep looking at fabrics. I'll take my time. I will look at each and every one of these fabrics, and those people will leave. That was wrong. Because I took my time, and these people had so much time in their hands. The number kept going up, and then there was a point even cars couldn't pass. So no, it was not safe. And I remember seeing a video of a woman who went to Kariako wearing some very tight clothing, and they stripped her naked. Just because for some reason they were bothered. So I was like thinking, today it's me. And I was so worried. So lucky for me, the guys in the shop, one of them went to get my car from where it was.
Right.
And then the others had to surround me. And I was like in the middle. They were really big and strong. And I feel like they saved my life, because they had to surround me for me to
get in the car.
They had to push people for me to get in my car.
But
then here's one thing, I swear to you, even when I'm about to meet my final day, I remember that day I was not wearing my glasses. I had put them right here. I was looking good. So I said, when we were now going out, I was like, this is the moment. I hugged my fabric that I had bought, and then they were all around me. So we're now by the stairs. Now we're about to go down. So I was like, you know what? I know there's people here with their smartphones doing that. So I said, what about we
let's
do
that.
If I'm gonna die today,
Let me go properly, please.
let me look good. And then I was also like, it was also to hide fear. I was like, let me look good, but also, show them that I'm not bothered. But I swear to you, I was trembling, I was scared. So we went down, and I made it to my car, and I remember that was like a relief. Made it to my car, but then they wouldn't let it go again. They wouldn't let us move, and somehow we just got out of that situation.
Wow.
Fast forward to 2 years later. Now I walk to Kariako, and some of these people who were there, they've seen my music, they've heard my music, they've watched me on TV, they see me on YouTube. Some of them just stopped me to tell me how big of fans they are.
Wow.
So you say it's worth it. I think it is, because
that's huge transition.
And now Kariako is a fabric. Like where I go, this place I go to Kariako is where they sell fabrics. Some of them even offer me free fabrics. Like now these are other shops. They're like, we see what you're doing. There's something different about what you're doing. We kind of still don't get it, but we're here for it. Okay, so pick whatever you want.
Business aspect.
I'll be like, yes, let's do. So now it's changing, and I'm so happy that there is a transformation for better. So now anyone else,
That's
if
huge,
you feel like you want to go to Kariako looking all fabulous, just do, and be like, if Frankie can do it,
That's such a huge statement. And also one thing that's resonating in all these stories is the people who, even when we're pushing these boundaries, making these statements, they still have our back. Like your brothers, for example, putting on the tights and being part of that photo. It's not just Chimano. No, now it becomes more of a, it's not just one person. This is a style thing.
And I swear to you, I see so many artists back at home. Wakazi is a brother of mine, Wakazi from Tanzania, an amazing artist and such a great mentor. He sometimes sends me pictures of some artists, and he's like, Frankie, I see your style here. I don't know, maybe they get inspiration from wherever, but there's been a twist. There's been a twist, and it's because not just Frankie, but there's so many other people who are breaking the boundaries back at home. And it's that, like, now you see people are trying to do wherever they're getting the inspiration, but maybe we're helping each other out by I will do it, you will do it, you will do it. So I'm not going to be alone. When I get roasted, we all get roasted together. So there's a way the industry is also changing now. Back at home, you would have people like they're now expressing themselves with their fashion, and I love that.
That's amazing.
That gives you an opportunity to just do even more.
That's amazing. We have the pioneers in these spaces, which is why it's such a huge honor to be here.
Amen.
Yeah.
So transitioning to music, wow, this took a long time.
We went like.
It's like no, we're getting what we don't get usually. We're getting it here. Okay, quickly, favorite songs to perform, Frankie.
Favorite song to perform so far has been Mina Wewe.
Mina Wewe, okay.
Yeah. Are you saying? Because I also do covers. Like I like, because I'm still growing. I like to show people that, you know, I haven't released that much music yet. There's an EP coming up soon. Oh my God, I cannot wait. So my oh no, it's also right now, because right now makes me like, you know, but Mina Wewe is my favorite because of the crowd.
And the crowd
goes crazy when we start singing Mina Wewe. And now Najwa, oh God, next like all of them.
Amazing.
So it's Mina Wewe. I'll say Mina Wewe because there's a time when I remember I was at Sauti za Busara and I was there singing as Wakazi's feature. But then when I started singing Mina Wewe, the crowd at Sauti za Busara, and this is a crowd from all over the world, so I was like, okay. They were singing Mina Wewe. And I was like, oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps. You see that?
Oh, look at you.
I was like, what? And me being a very, like me, because I'm still growing, I'm like, what? So it is like, it gets me. But I have lots of covers that I love to sing. Crazy, because it gets me crazy.
Oh, I saw that live, yeah.
Yeah, so I would say Mina Wewe. I'll pick my song and say Mina Wewe.
Okay.
Jesus.
It is a lot.
I'm sure.
I guess it just goes in depending on the album of the time, if I can say that, or sometimes the single of the time. But then, quite honestly, like there's I love performing Honestly Live and Die in Africa, because it's such an amazing song also on stage. It's I because of the arrangement, because of what it is. For some reason, it's like emotional, but then it's like really gets people going. Yes, I said the arrangement, it's like really, really wonderful. It's so good. I remember, but then way back when, with our second album, I think, this song called Shake Your Bum Bum. Damn, because I'm one of the, I like really groove on stage. So, and with the groove that meets the arrangement, like it sounded very South American in terms of how it was played, and with the congas, it was so wonderful. And then we used to like mix it now with fellas. If you call a woman African woman, no agree, she go say that. We used to then mix it with Fela Kuti's like song. So it was pretty interesting. It was such a joy to perform. It was the last song on the set, so we used to just live like yans.
Yes, the last one. You've got to show it.
Bites the dust.
I love that. So, what do you think is your most misunderstood song?
Ooh.
Where like the way it was written wasn't as intended, and people take it like differently, if there's any.
I think our most misunderstood song is Nerea, I think, because Nerea it's about like nakomba Nerea usitoe mimba yako we, Mungu akileta mtoto analeta sahani yake. So I mean it was taken, of course people took it like, oh my God, so now you're telling a woman what to do with her body, you know. It was, and that was not the intention. The intention was just like, man, like more of a man taking responsibility in that regard, and not, man. And also it was just more like, don't despair, really. And it's just I guess the version of how that story was told kind of just rubbed people the wrong way. And maybe another song would be a recent one, Susanna. So because because it's talking about like, you're shaking what your doctor gave you, and then like talking about silicone and things like that. So like it was also misunderstood because now of course people felt that you're attacking women. Oh, there you go. They're attacking women, and now. So what are you trying to say? But then what it actually is just everyone has a Susanna in them. Is we're not telling you not to live your life and do you, but you know what? At the end of the day, it was more like being one and true to yourself, being happy with who you are. And working on your inside and just being okay with who you are had nothing to do with like, so it was just a bit of comical relief because as well songs East African songs before in like the 80s and the 60s and 70s, then they used to write songs like that, like Shauriak or rather like it used to be very comical and almost like insulting, but then in a funny way. So it wasn't very PC, politically correct then, and it was not really taken as offense. It was just telling a story of what is actually happening. Because as a musician, sometimes it's not really your personal opinion. When I see what's happening and I sing about it, I'm not literally coming after you. So I guess sometimes people that to an extent has been or is getting lost in that way. Where as an artist, where you have like freedom of poetry, freedom of poetry. Like it's interesting where now, oh my God, and of course you're not supposed to be offensive, but then when you tell a story of just what's happening, you're just telling a story.
Yeah. Especially with social media where it comes at you immediately.
Immediate.
Well, I don't think I have a misunderstood song because I've only released 3 singles up until now, and they've all just people get they wanaelewa. So, and also because I would say maybe it's because I pray that I don't get in because that can be stressful in its own way.
Yeah, it can be stressful.
Yeah, because now you're like, hey, this is how you get. So I pray for that not to happen. But if it happens, my intentions when I write music is to just express myself in the truest form.
Yeah.
Is to represent and. It's never to hurt anyone or to insult or to just bash anyone. No, it's never. So my intentions are always pure when I'm writing my music. So yeah, just for the future. If there's anything misunderstood,
we're clearing it up from now.
Yeah, I'm just nice now.
So one of your lyrics that if you're into tattoos, you would get tattooed on your body, or that you would like print a sign of in your house. Like, what is that one lyric or set of lyrics that like really, really, really resonate with you as a person?
Oh God.
Tunapitia nyimbo sasa.
I'm like in my
Okay, so I think I'm getting some. I'm on right now. In right now.
If you want to think out loud as you sing, no problem.
No. Okay. No, it's in me now. It's. You're making me want to sing. Okay.
Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, sing. For me, it's. Well, there's something we wrote with Yayo. Shout out Yayo.
Hi.
It was in the chorus of Minawewe, and this line, I don't know if maybe some people might not have gotten it. It says, so please tell me the truth, would you write for me? If it all goes south, would you write for me? Take a bullet to the heart, would you die for me? I'm a bum man, you're a better half for me. So this part right here, it's Minawewe was a song we wrote not just to people we love, like like our lovers. It's a song that we also want for people just as friends, like you're my friend, you come into my life, and in a way I believe whoever comes into our life in whatever form of relationship it is, they come to make us better. We're learning. Life is just a learning cycle. So you are here to teach me a lesson, and I'm here to teach you a lesson. Same thing, whoever we meet. So I'm a bad man, you're a better half of me. We like basically just we were like, whoever we're singing this song or whoever you would dedicate this song to, it's like you're telling them, like, I am open, all right? I am showing you all of my scars. You're a better half of me. When you come to my life, you make me better. You help me clear all this scars. So I'm coming to you as ugly as I am, because I know I can feel it. You will bring that vibe that is going to cure me, and that's going to make me a better person. So that's one thing that's what it means. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Aww.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
I
love to the tattoo.
I would do that. I would, because it's something that I thought of first.
Love that, actually.
Right now,
That's wonderful.
Right now, it's very sensual, so I will not go there.
Okay. A little bit of sensuality now.
That's for part 2. The late night special.
Oh, late night special.
Oh God. So yeah, it's that line.
So Jesus. Let me see. I think. Why are we still so insecure? Don't know what we're running from, and I'm breaking. But before I crash and burn, hope to see the light. I hope to see the light. I would, yeah. That really just gets me every time, every single time, because it's words that ring so true, so true, and yeah, that's what I'd label on me. Stamp it here, stamp it here, stamp it here, stamp it here.
Oh yeah, that is strong.
I love that.
Stamp it here.
I would do that too.
I love that.
Stamp it here.
Yeah. I think lyrics are so powerful. Like when you really listen to what the song is saying, it's so powerful. Like stripping it down. Yes, the music, it feels good.
Yeah.
For example, for me, one of my best friends in California, she had sent me "Feel My Love," and I was going through kind of a rough time, and that lyric, that part,
Who
like
broke your heart.
That's late night special. So that line, like "Nitakuwa mgeni wa nani," for that whole part, but that line for me was like, as somebody like in a new country, in a new city, leaving my entire family behind, I was like, and just so many things, like religion coming into my life, and like being very new to all these things, and language and all these things, like the thought of being new to something is really, so that line for me, I'm like, okay.
Okay. Nitakuwa mgeni wa nani.
It's beautiful.
Wow, yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is.
And it's just the thought of like somebody opening up their home to you, and there's so many people like through this journey who have become family, like opening up, people who they're not like, oh, you're different, and they're like, no, we're the same because of this and this and this and this and these reasons.
Yeah.
So that's been beautiful. Also, just going back to just those people in all of our journeys who have been there, like in Kariako or like during the photo shoot. So I think shout out to all those people who have supported us through these entire. I mean, we're just we're not even there, but we're On that note, we're gonna wrap. We could continue forever.
I know.
There's so many questions.
Time.
When you come back, we'll do another one. God willing.
When are you? Don't tell me you're leaving.
I'm leaving on Monday.
Are you?
I only have today and tomorrow.
When are you coming back?
I'm coming back in December, mid-December, somewhere.
That's far.
That's far.
Too far.
We have to make an arrangement.
Yes.
But so we have. I'm coming back mid-December. You know, the thing is, I swear to you, like there's that COVID test that you have to take, and they put it all the way. Have you?
Go.
Oh yeah. So that thing. That's the only thing. So I have to go back before they make me do another one.
Yeah.
Here, yeah. So maybe I can go back and then come back again.
Yeah.
Because the doctor at home, Kidogo is soft on me, so he doesn't put it all the way up there.
He doesn't like.
So maybe this time around I'll be like, "Basi weka tu hapa."
Yeah.
So it's that. So, but I will come back.
Okay.
So far, plan is for me to come back.
You're always always.
This is home.
Nimekaribisha
Seriously.
kwangu.
Asante.
Nimekaribisha kwangu nitembelee.
Yeah, you're always
Nitakuandalia karamu.
Wow.
Nitakuandalia karamu.
Oh yes, I'm here for that, and I'll come through. But yeah, I can. This is home. Like I feel at home. I feel so. It's funny. People in Dar might actually just like come at me for this, but I feel so at home.
Yeah, and there's some energy as moving to. There's a whole Nairobi energy. But thank you guys for everybody tuning in. Thank you both for being here. Thank you to Radio 44 for the amazing studio space. If you guys want to record a podcast, this is your place to do it. And tune in for the next one.